I would describe SomaSensing intuitive movement as the body's way of attuning to take care of itself through motion. The body is like a musical instrument. Fascia, the connective tissue, the sensory tissue that shapes our body, has the quality of the strings of a musical instrument. It perhaps has the quality of a percussion instrument. And to allow the body to attune in this way requires a practice of awareness in a particular way. So mindfully paying attention to nature's design, and a design that is not linear as I first imagined. I imagined it to be a stacking structure in my early days of moving, in my early days of training to be a fitness professional. And when we have that paradigm of the body designed as a machine or a lever system, we completely move against nature's design. We move in a way that requires a lot more effort. And we're constantly moving perhaps parts of the body. And we may treat the body in parts rather than the wholeness of its design. And my first experience of this design happened in a moment. And it's through mentors like Stephen Levin, who describes the body as a biotensegrity structure, a geometrical design that is three-dimensional. We have a container, and within this container of our body, there is a volume. It's held in a particular way by the way the bones and the connective tissue, the fascia, is held in a symbiotic way of tension and compression, or what's described as that. And yet, it feels effortless, it feels efficient, it feels whole when the movements emerge. And the most amazing patterns emerge in a spiral motion. And in the spiral motion, it feels as if the body can shape change in ways that were previously unimaginable, where in the past we would look at a linear structure where even in a particular motion there was so much emphasis on aligning everything, aligning the spine, aligning the knees over the ankles, over the pelvis, and comparing the right side to the left side and continuously looking at the body in this way. And yet, in tuning in SomaSensing, we find so much more. Not only a body with a geometrical or three-dimensional design, but so much more, a sensory living being where breath integrates, it's spontaneous. There is movements that emerge like an inner dance. There is an inner rhythm, as if the body is moving to its own tune. And as we attune, noticing how we can move to this inner rhythm, this tune, with grace, with ease, with joy, with a fluidity or flow that's undescribable or indescribable. And what's incredible with these emerging movements is that no 2 days are the same. The way that it emerges. No 2 practices are ever the same. And when the body takes care of itself, of those stiff areas of the connective tissue in this way, either through pandiculation or rocking motions, or finding ways of moving from within that will take care of a particular spot, it feels like entering another dimension, a sense of wonder and oneness, where time is timeless, where we are completely immersed in a moment of connection with ourselves, with the space around us, and recognizing that there are no empty spaces in between. It might feel like emptiness, but actually there is a vibration or an energy that we attune to feel at oneness. And what we find a yearning for is a connection with nature. Nature allows us to come into this resonance because, after all, as I'm discovering from my mentors, that our design of the body has a blueprint that everything else in nature shares, a geometrical blueprint, and a pattern, or let's call it an algorithm, a mathematical design that has a particular pattern. And like everything else in nature, the patterns are pleasant to our visual sense. Patterns that are known as fractals in nature, and you only need to look at any plant or leaf or flower and notice the pattern that almost looks chaotic, and yet in repetition a beautiful pattern emerges. And it's how intuitive movement emerges too from this pattern. So it begins with tuning in and adjusting this container of the body to connect with the heart, to find integrity within, to find the quiet within, taking a moment to pause, to connect with yourself, and to allow these spontaneous movements to emerge from the heart. And really, it only takes a few moments of your day. And what I find fascinating most of all is that those patterns of movement emerge based on how you need taking care of. They might be gentler, softer movements. They might be bigger movements. They may also have loud, bouncy, jumping type of movements. And recently I found that when my body finds resonance, I have this urge to run, and not to run in a fitness way, but to skip and run or hum and even sing. Some describe it as connecting with your inner child, and I would agree with that. But most of all, it's coming home to our wholeness.